Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your July 2020 general reading. We are looking at the first half of July from July 1st through July 15th. This reading is for the air sign of Gemini, our beloved twins. Welcome everyone. I hope that you are all safe and well, as I always do, and staying as emotionally balanced as possible in such a crazy year. Thank you for all that you have done and continue to do in support of this channel. Like, share, subscribe, donations, just taking the time to tune in and watch. Every bit of it is appreciated and welcome. Thank you. So this reading is for Gemini for the first half of July. So that's Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising. If your Venus is in Gemini, or if you're cross watching for a Gemini as well. If you know all of your sign videos, watch them, because each one can bring, additional bits of information and insight that can help you navigate through whatever's going on in your life during this period of time. And if any of the readings do resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, information on a personal reading, take a deeper look at something, you can click on the description link below, click on that little arrow that will pull down info and contact details. You can email me directly. You'll see my email address there, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you. And I can usually respond with more info within the same day or the first 24 hours. And I do readings full time. It's all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent at working with my schedule and your schedule to get personal readings set up in as timely a fashion as possible. So if you're interested, email me. I'd be happy to hear from you. Okay, Gemini, let's take a look at what the first half of July is holding for you. I am using Legacy of the Divine Tarot, and if we need to clarify, I will be clarifying with the Gilded Tarot. The Gilded Tarot Royale, actually. Gemini, our twins. Okay, Gemini, we begin with the Five of Swords, followed by Strength. Boy, you've been through the ringer, Gemini. You've won, but it's been pretty difficult. The Seven of Wands, still got your card up. The Emperor. From the bottom of the deck, overall energy, general focus for the first half of July is the Page of Cups. All the water signs have had very similar energy: Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Somebody coming in from the past, maybe somebody checking to see if you're there, if you're available. Maybe they want to apologize for something from the past. So, overall focus, overall energy for the first half of July is the Page of Cups, the Page of Water, the Page of Emotions. Pages have that student apprenticeship energy, and they often represent messengers, because that's often what they were used for: runners, messengers, gathering information, learning, being at the beginning of that path and trying to figure out how to put it into practical application. The Page of Cups would be somebody reaching out in a very sort of low-key kind of way, but it's emotional because it's a Page of Cups, the Page of Water and emotion. So this could be somebody just sending out a little flirt, somebody seeing if you're available, somebody giving you a little message or a little innuendo, a little flirty love talk or text message, or, on your Facebook or something of that sort. Now, it's interesting because there's all this: I've just been through the ringer, I just won this battle, but it was really difficult. I've been through the ringer, it's taken all of my strength, and I still kind of really have my defenses and guard up. So I don't know if it has to do with this page coming back in, or coming in like from the past, from this situation. Maybe this is somebody you had this difficulty with, or somebody new coming in. And by coming in, I mean just kind of throwing out a line to see if you're interested. But you're just like, hey man, I'm still like recuperating from this, whatever I've been through, and I'm not on for it. Because I get this sense with just kind of looking at all of your cards here, you know, Gemini, here's this little, message, somebody throwing out a line to see if you're interested, if you're there, and you're just like, no. Which is kind of different than your sister signs. Sorry, not water signs. It's not what I was it water signs? Yes, it was water signs. Um, Aquarius and Scorpio. So one of your sister signs, Aquarius, and then I think it was Scorpio as well. Um, is offers coming in, but like you need to be careful about it. So it's either the same connection, um, but you're not. It doesn't look like it's a danger of you giving in or going back to something or taking up something new, because it looks like you're just like, I'm not interested right now, because we have the Five of Swords in strength. So the Five of Swords represents, you know, uh, somebody who's just finished a battle. They've won. They've gathered up all of their opponents' or enemies' swords, which means they've effectively removed the ability of the people around them to hurt them. They can't hurt them anymore because they have all the weapons. They've taken back their power, holding their own sword up and aloft. So it is a card technically of winning, but it's also a card of a victory that comes at a high cost. And at the time you win, it may not feel like a victory. It's been a long, hard battle. You're bruised, you're cut up, you're bleeding, you're tired, you're paranoid. And you've won, okay, great, but I just want to go home and have a beer. I want to be done with this. I'm done. Um, but there's this very still fierce energy. It's like, I've won. You're never going to hurt me again. I've removed your ability to do that. I've taken my power back, and I'm not budging from that position. And it's even further underscored by strength. Facing your fears, your doubts, your insecurities. It's a card really of bravery. It's like you went through something really difficult, Gemini. You won, but it was difficult. It was challenging, and you didn't come out unscathed. You got some bruises and some scars, and you need some healing to do. So then we have the Seven of Wands, which is that defensive card, and it's right next to the swords. So the Five of Swords. So it's like you're still in, it's almost like the battle's over, but you're still in battle mode, kind of. You're being very, sort of defensive and guarded and protective of yourself, still kind of standing there, with your defenses up, very protective. And what clarifies that Seven of Wands is the Emperor, which can be your energy on an energetic level, being very structured and controlled and, dominant and very by the book. Very righteous. He rules all the kings, it's really a card of somebody who has the upper hand and all the power, because he rules all the kings who have their kingdoms. So that might be you after the end of this whole battle. It might be somebody external to you. It could be a father or father figure or an Aries individual. So it's like, but then, so all of these four cards make total sense given what's happened in the past. But then the overall energy coming in for the first half of July is this Page of Cups, Gemini. It's kind of like, oh, I like you. Do you like me? Kind of, well, it could be anything, but it's very kind of sort of light and just kind of seeing, and you're just like, no. Again, it might be somebody coming back and you're like, I'm not going through that again. Or somebody new coming in, just kind of, oh, I think I kind of like you, and you're like, yeah, I've just been through and I'm not interested right now. So let's clarify a little bit. It's almost kind of funny. You're like, no, not after what I've been through, not interested. Whether you know the person or whether it's somebody new, you're just like, nope, I'm not going there. Okay, let's clarify this Page of Cups. It's kind of a funny reading. Page of Cups. What is this Page of Cups about? So I'm clarifying with the Gilded Tarot Royale. Another page, the Page of Pentacles, who's at the beginning of figuring out how to put things together. It's at the bottom of the deck. Devil, so toxic, imbalanced energy. Yeah, I don't know if this is somebody from the past coming back. two pages together, it can be very childish energy. It's like the message and the start, but they can't go any further than that. It's like it's all surface kind of stuff. And, with the devil at the bottom for the clarification too, it can imply that there's some kind of instability or toxic energy, or again, it has to relate to whatever it is that you've been through in the past. If it's this person, you're like, yeah, you're just showing up as a page. It's kind of this young or immature, childish energy. I'm not interested in it. I've already been through all of this stuff with you. I'm not interested. If it's somebody new, they may be coming off as too eager, too nervous, too immature, too childlike, whatever. The energy is still the same. It is very clear. I mean, it is very clear. Whether you know them or whether it's somebody new, you don't want any part of it. It's like, Gemini, it's almost like you're out of their league or something, or you're just on a completely different, I don't want to say that because then it implies a comparison of people's inherent self-worth, and I don't want to do that. But it's like you guys are on just two completely different paths. You're way over here and they're just kind of over here. So, yeah, you're not into it. You're not on for it. You're just not. Period. End story. It's not happening. Let's, just for giggles, let's clarify the Five of Swords on strength. Like, what was that all about? And you're still guarded. You're not letting those guards down anytime soon, and good for you. Because it looks like you've been through it, and you need to kind of keep those guards up for a bit. Let's see what this Five of Swords is. What was this battle about? Turn my deck around. The Six of Swords, healing. So a hard-won victory and healing. Healing is happening. Yeah, again, some hurts in the past. What's at the bottom? The Tower. Wow. Yeah, so something pretty profound and probably pretty difficult happened in the past, and it took a lot for you to navigate your way through this and come on the other side of it. And that energy is still pretty fresh. It's still fresh enough that even if this is a new person coming in, you're just like, no, I just want to be kind of on my own. I want to do my own thing. I want to keep myself safe. I'm not interested in having anybody else kind of come in and invade that space. I've been through too much and it's still too fresh. So, yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Honor that. That's what I say, honor that. You're healing. You're going through a healing period. Because that's what happens after this battle has been fought. You got to go and heal and rest and eat and sleep and take care of your wounds and injuries. And during that time period, you don't need to be dealing with anything other than your own healing process. So honor that, Gemini. All right, Gemini, lovely twins, that is your reading for the first half of July. I hope that you found it productive, useful, helpful, gave you some food for thought, some insight maybe. Again, if the readings resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, click on the description link below, that little arrow. Email me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the July mid-month general readings. Until then, stay safe and well, please, and as grounded as you can. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.